is it not?
Planet of the Apes is a really impressive franchise, and I was really excited when I heard the announcement that Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes was going to continue the story of Caesar. All the movies of the Planet of the Apes franchise are actually so freaking fire. Caesar was such a badass, and I really enjoyed looking at his story and the adventures, the new characters that we met, the loss of the characters, and seeing this whole faction between the humans and the apes, which is kind of redundant to say because technically humans are apes.
Those fucking monkeys.
One thing I really respect about Planet of the Apes is that they showcase the good and bad on both sides. It made the plight of both believable. It made the villains understandable. It made the story engaging and unforgettable. They took risks with the story, the characters experienced loss, and every time you see a character on screen that's featured as a main character, there's always a ton of growth involved with the character. Sure, they do have some one-dimensional characters, but even when you delve deeper into those characters, you realize that there's more going on under their malevolent and pugnacious exterior. You can understand why a lot of the humans hate the apes because, I mean, technically they're responsible for the downfall of the human race. Lost a lot of family because of the situation, and not every ape is good, just like not every human is good. I really love it. The Planet of the Apes franchise excels in crafting this narrative that explores all the complexities of the human and ape survival, the concept of necessary compromises, and fostering understanding between both sides of the aisle. Yes, the humans were responsible for the world's destruction for the most part, with how they mismanaged their world. But I like that they don't portray every human as entirely one-dimensional. This franchise seems to skillfully highlight nuances with the characters, even with the apes themselves. And you even see, to a degree, how much humans are the apes and the apes are them. Because when the apes are put in the same situation, when they rise above a certain level of civilization and intellectual achievement, they end up making the very same decisions that humans themselves make. And we know this to be the case because every nation, every human civilization has done this in one way or the other. Some of them committing horrific atrocities that often surpass the previous ones in their heinousness. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is the fourth movie in the franchise. It takes several years after the events of War for the Planet of the Apes, 2017 movie, and it's clear from the plot that apes are now the dominant species on the planet. However, humans are still around, so you know what I mean? What's the one thing that apes always end up doing in situations like this? Especially one where there aren't situations where they have to answer for their actions.
Alright. Coming out. Sorry, Master. Won't run again, Master.
So you can imagine things are going to be pretty bad for humans.
Oh my god!
This scene was so heartfelt, and I honestly cried when Caesar died. This dude went through so much, and he fought to save his species. And it really seems as though this story was going to follow on his son.
It's not everything.
And from what we can see, this story is set generations after Caesar, so his son grows to be old, presumably, and is faced with making a decision. Is he gonna be for the humans and fight for what the good humans did when it came to the apes, and stand up for them and the injustices, especially considering most of the apes that follow him do not like humans, and you can't really blame them. I mean, to me it's appalling that apes, who are basically humans' closest relatives and have demonstrated remarkable intelligence, are still confined to zoos and sometimes even kept as pets. I mean, look at their facial reactions. They're able to communicate with humans and learn sign language. They're basically their own race of people, and people keep them in cages and treat them as though they are stupid. They are able to appreciate art and make their own and communicate in ways that other humans would communicate with each other. And yet, they are treated as though they are nothing more than just entertainment or attraction for people to walk and stare at them through a glass. It's really disheartening. And for human beings as a species to claim to be so progressive, I'm so confused as to why they still practice this barbarianism. It's the same situation with dolphins and many whale species. So now the shoe is on the other foot. And we see that even within a society like this where everyone had a common goal, which was to survive past the humans' persecution of the apes, All it takes to bring about a war is to have people of different beliefs or morals. We see that these apes believe in enslaving humans, and since humans had enslaved their kind a long time ago, they figure it's only right that they do the same, not realizing that two wrongs don't make a right and it will never end, and the cycle will continue for as long as time, so long as you choose to perpetuate it. They're making the same mistakes that the human apes made time and again without fail, refusing to learn from their mistakes, which in an ironic turn of events actually keeps them primitive, because doing the same thing over and over again expecting different results is either insanity or means you're stupid. Anyway, I'm glad this franchise is continuing, and it would be great to see this from the human's point of view many years after the events of the first movies. I've actually reviewed these movies, so you can feel free to check out that adventure. Thanks so much for watching. This has been Ultiori. You ask, we answer.